up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, here we go on a brand new week on the Buckeye Show. It's going to be a bittersweet week on the program, indeed. It'll be my final week doing the show.
Save your emotions, Timmy. It's a long week.
I know, and that man that you hear right there, that is my good friend Austin Ward, who you really have, buddy. You've been a big part of the show since we've been doing it the past 3 or 4 years. I've been doing this 7 years in the second stint here.
Can you believe it?
7 years this time around. I did it a couple years with Bobby when I first started here at the Fan back in, I started in 2012, and I was actually the producer for Common Man, and it was supposed to be Torg. And in the time that I accepted my job here at the Fan, and between the time I accepted and when my start date was, Torg put out a tweet. And then
things changed.
Didn't wind up working with him. Still produced the show for a little bit, but they obviously had to fill the Buckeye Show when T-Bone moved up, and the rest was history. Did that a couple years, did a stint in the mornings with Beanie Wells. I'm going to try to get Beanie on here sometime this week. His sons are both already going to be college football stars, like we joked about back in the day. They've already got offers out there. Good on them. Saw that coming from a mile away. But yeah, 7 years doing this the second time around since Tim and Beanie ended and back here. And I don't know, I feel like I've done at least 100+ shows with you. More than that. Yeah.
Once I got invited the first time, then it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Austin can hang out here. Maybe he can spar with me.
He can spar, man. He's got a good golf game. He's got a good quarter zip game. He knows everything about the Buckeyes. So naturally for this show, it just works. And it's just been a nice cast of characters doing it this way when we reconfigured it to where there wasn't going to be a permanent second chair, just with radio budgets and just how things fall in the day. We were expanding, so it's just been a wild ride. It really has been.
It's been awesome. I love what you've done with it. I've loved that I've got to play some small part of it, and we don't have to, let you cry those tears right now.
It's
but
just
I'm going to be here Friday too.
Yeah,
and I think you know you need to sprinkle in some of the best stuff throughout the week. I mean
right. I've been thinking about
the stuff that you do on Friday game weeks, and
that's coming. By the way,
okay,
that lives.
All right,
that's going to migrate. You mentioned the Final Walkthru. That's going to be a thing.
Okay,
and my vision for that is big. The vision for that is when we finally get the video component to sync up with the audio component, to have that actually playing in real time if anyone should be watching on YouTube. So listening on the radio, you'd be none the wiser, but I watch on YouTube more than I listen on the air. You would see things with that, because what our gal Jen Winters would do, matching some of the things. The last 2 or 3 that were done for the playoff run, I was very pleased with the Instagram reels that were put out for that. So I enjoyed the execution of the Final Walkthru, but that's just one of the many things that you doctored up here.
Yeah,
that we cooked up.
I'm glad that's going to live, because you did a great job with that. Those were always fun to listen to.
Thank you.
Which one do you think was your favorite one that you've ever did?
Well, the last one was probably the best. And we obviously do a lot with movie quotes around here, and a lot of it just hinges on Christmas Vacation. And it works because the college football season is winding down right about when that movie is ramping up, when you go through all of December. So I'm sure if I went back and listened to any number of those playoff ones, a lot of those Christmas Vacation movie quotes are going to be hitting you hard right there.
Well, definitely before the Tennessee game.
And I'm sure I know I did a lot of Ryan Day and Lou Holtz jabs with the championship game as well. So I'll have to go and find some of those, and maybe that could be a thing. I promise we're going to listen to a couple of those in the last couple shows. Why don't we play one tonight?
Well, look, on Friday night, it's the last one, and I think I can
we
speak
can do the Notre Dame one
That's
on
what
Friday.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Everyone in Columbus is still more than willing to relive what happened in January of 2025.
I'm going to get into Reimer. If you could search up, this is when we're cooking things up live on the air. This is part of the fun of what we do as well. Because Austin just hatched a great idea. I'm thinking we would start with that Tennessee version, right? I'm
an idea man.
So maybe tonight at 6:30, you'll have to go into my file there in my folder because it's probably been kicked out of the dad. But the WAV file will be in there. Should be about 3.5 minutes or something like that. That final walkthrough going into the Tennessee game. That was such a fascinating week. Wasn't it? I mean, it was the first one ever.
Weeks.
I know you had to be thinking about, 3 weeks building up to it. We had the ticket scam that supposedly was happening. We had Tennessee fans just walking around with their chest puffed out as big as they could be. It was just nuts. And then to see how many of them actually came up here. But then for what they got to witness with the wrath of the Buckeyes and that offense in full force, what it could do, the whole thing was just such a unique build-up. And then the night of the game, how freezing cold it was. It was all just awesome the way it worked out.
Everything about it is hard to believe still because you had the 3 weeks. You had what happened in the rivalry game and the loss and the turmoil and everything about that. Then the matchup comes out, and it is Tennessee, the team that I covered before I moved to Columbus. And now I'm getting bombarded with texts from people who work at Tennessee, people who I worked with at Tennessee, my friends who I knew in college, like all these people.
It was a huge matchup for you.
It was like
professionally and
everything.
personally.
I'm like, leave me alone. I got 10 hours.
I'm on the Buckeye side of it right now. Okay,
there was a guy. Yeah, there was a guy that I've known for 20 years, and he's like, where are you gonna be on Saturday morning? Are you gonna pop down and tailgate with us before? I'm like, man, I'm on 6 hours of shows before this game starts. It's a playoff game in Columbus, Ohio. Like, I'm not on the road. I'm not on vacation.
Right.
I don't have tickets for the game. I'm working, man. I hope you have a great time. And I believe he left in the second quarter.
And that's the way that goes. You wanted to get the hell out of there. But thank you for your business.
See ya. Yeah, hey, you want to hang around? After the game, I'm going to be here. We can have a beer after that.
I'm sure the varsity club is very happy that you decided to make your way on up here.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that was lost and all that, they have great college football fans. Like, you know that. I know that. They're
the two most similar fan bases in college football.
Pretty similar, right? And who doesn't love grabbing a pocket full of airplane bottles and then rolling down to Neyland Stadium? I mean, that is I got to experience it one time as a drunken fan, and it was a good bit of fun. I think I had my head in a garbage bin at a BW3's, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Right there on the strip, yeah.
Right there on the strip. So it was a good night. I experienced a lot. But
you're not the first, by the way.
I do think that if the shoe was on the other foot, the Ohio State fans, they would have been going down to Knoxville the same way as those fans came up here. So credit to them, but the Buckeye fans would have done the same.
And I think you and I have talked about that on the Buckeye Show before. Who should Ohio State schedule for non-conference games? You go down, if you want a marquee showdown, a lot of people put Neyland Stadium on the bucket list, and it deserves to be there. The Horseshoe and Neyland are two of the absolute best cathedrals in college football. So, the Vols, I was not surprised that they came north to experience that. The same thing, you're absolutely right. Whether it was a playoff game or whether it's the first week of the season, Ohio State fans would be going down there too.
Yeah, and the fact that we got to play a program like Tennessee for the first ever home playoff game at the Shoe. I mean, 150 years of college football, and you had never had a moment like that or an experience like that. And so everything about it, their fans being here, the environment, there were so many nerves just in the air. None of us knew how Ohio State was going to go out there and just pop the champagne, just clean off like in game one.
Right.
And I wasn't certain that they were going to win it all yet. I needed to see them go out and do it against Oregon, which obviously they did. Then I said, "Oh boy, they're winning the title now." Like the team has arrived. But that was just such a fun experience. So we talked a little bit off the top of the show what's happening here. My final week on the Buckeye Show. I'll be with you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be with T-Bone on Tuesday and Thursday. The other days on the afternoon show, you'll hear T-Bone and Tyvis, which will be our new morning show in the new lineup next week, next Monday. So it'll be T-Bone and Tyvis, 6 to 9 a.m. Bishman Friend stays the same, 9 to noon. Rothman and Ice the same, noon to 3. They keep rocking and rolling those 6 hours in the middle. Common Man and Timmy, that's us, 3 to 6. And then our boy Beam here with the Buckeye Show has you covered, 6 to 8, the full 12-hour flip for Beam. Now, 6 to 8 in the morning, another great thing, the new Morning Juice with Bobby and Tito. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on HD3. It's on the Fan app. Get that app today if you don't have it. And then 10 to noon, you can watch it again. It's on the 10 TV Plus app. It's free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. So, my goodness, we are growing.
I wonder if anything else might be happening soon.
Something could happen tomorrow.
I'd be very curious to know if there's more in the works.
Something could happen tomorrow.
That's crazy.
And we're going to do something on this show also tonight at 7 o'clock. I told you we're going to have a special guest host who, again, we're growing. We need guest hosts. We need fill-ins. So he's a familiar voice. I'll leave it at that now. I'll tell you who it is later this hour.
Let's not call it fill-in. That seems almost too dismissive. I mean, this is a top-tier talent here.
It's true. He's just going to be a host. That's right. He's
coming in and take over.
He's going to take over. He could kick me out of the gig one day. So we'll tell you who that is later coming up this hour. But, hey, Michigan football trying to get ahead of some NCAA sanctions for the Connor Stallions cheating scandal. Will it be enough? That's next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Light winds, cloudy skies, and a cool and damp start to your Monday. Temperatures running in the low to mid-60s, scattered showers and a few storms. Overnight, we'll keep it cloudy and cool. Temperatures down to around 50 Tuesday morning, up around 60 in the afternoon, but again, the chance of more numerous showers, especially later in the day. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Brutus is their homeboy. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, all you fine Buckeye fans out there, thank you so much for being with us here, starting off your week right. Oh, you're in luck, Austin.
Tell me something.
Well, I'm going to tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health.
Ooh.
Because they're out here for the fine men of Columbus. They're trying to help everybody. And if you've ever had to deal with the issue of ED, that dreaded acronym.
Not Ed.
Erectile dysfunction. Ed's bad in this case, right? Ed McMahon, good. Not this Ed. You want to have the right treatment for your specific medical situation because you can't just have an okay experience. When dealing with ED, it's got to be an amazing one. Intimacy, Austin, we know about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a special moment when we feel deeply connected to the one we love. I love how we're describing what intimacy is.
Well, I think it's important to make that clear.
And when you have Ed, it makes it more difficult to execute. Few experiences in life are as wonderful as that connection that we have with our significant other. And Tri-State Men's Health is proud of the work that they do in treating ED to restore the intimacy for its patients. So go to their website, tristatemenshealth.com. You're lucky they have two nice locations right here in town, the one in Westerville and the one right there in Hilliard. And this is the good thing. So right now when you call them up and schedule the TMPSA test, and if medically advised, you get the test dose in the office, well, that initial consult for that is free. It's a limited time offer. It is free, so schedule it today. They got treatments with success rates over 90%. What are you waiting for? TriStateMen'sHealth.com.
Now, are you still giving away the free high fives in the Hilliard location?
Well, you can get lunch with Fish, too.
Okay, even better.
He lives right around the corner.
When he's not.
He likes to eat.
When he's not in Chicago, hanging out.
That's right. The big
working
man,
remote.
The big man working remote, hanging out in Chicago this week.
The Windy
nice.
City.
I'm going back there this summer.
It's great.
Been a while.
Went to the Crew and Chicago Fire game there last summer on a whim. The girls.
So was that a driving trip?
Yeah, we just drove.
On a whim?
It was like
$85 for the parking.
Yeah.
It
was like 11:30. The Crew play 7:30 Central Time, and now he's like, "Are they at home tonight?" I said, "No, they're in Chicago." She's like, "Why don't we go?" Are you what? Hey, Lib, do you want to go to Chicago to watch the Crew game?
That's a good soccer fan.
We made it. I looked. I'm like, I can get a hotel room. I got the Marriott points. We're good to go there.
Oh, the Bonvoy.
I said, but we're going to have to leave in 30 minutes if you want to make it. Tickets are readily available. They were playing at Soldier Field that night. It's like,
my God.
You're going to get it. I'm going to get you 5 rows off the field.
Do the Chicago Fire not have a soccer specific stadium?
They do, but it's horrible. It was the one that was. They're trying to move them back into the city. Yeah, they were one of the
first ones. Okay,
one of the cookie cutter ones, sort of like historic Crew Stadium.
Gotcha.
That was out there by Midway Airport.
Best airport in the world.
There's nothing else around it.
Yeah.
You're out there with like the shipyards and the train stations and all that stuff. Like this is really beautiful.
That's the meat of Chicago right there.
Yeah, we don't have to go back to Toyota Park, I think is what it used to be known as. We're going to be at Soldier Field and let's go. It's downtown hanging out.
When you have an experience like that, Soldier Field, I know since they renovated it, I'm sure Bears fans are here and there with that, and they're already talking about the new stadium deal. Seems like every every franchise in the league seems to be looking at a new stadium deal here. But Washington, the Commanders, getting theirs done to go back to the RFK site, which is
something going on with the Browns, I believe.
Something with the Browns, right? But what I was going to say, though, is when you go and take a trip like that and you see a soccer team that doesn't really have the stadium figured out, it has to make you feel that much better when you come back home and see what the crew were able to build and see what they were able to get done.
Yeah.
Fitting in there to the arena district. They took up a space that's just perfect. What did it do for Betty's? My God. Betty's just swimming in cash now, thanks to that deal.
Quite an upgrade
Used to
for
be
the
a
folks
dive
down
bar.
there. Yeah, no.
Can't get a beer there anymore.
It's too classy for that. You have to take the outside back patio there.
Yeah, I can't even get in. Can't even get some suds at Betty's anymore. I used to give out the free Clippers tickets if you would go and hang out there.
That doesn't happen for the crew.
Institution. No free crew tickets. But I was going to say, take a wild guess. My son Jack was involved in sort of taking a trip to Chicago.
Okay.
Take a wild guess what the smoking gun reason was for going out there when we're going in late summertime, July.
I think that it's for the National Sports Card Convention.
You would
if
be
I had
correct.
to guess.
Yes.
Let me check my own calendar. Oh, July in Chicago, you say?
Yeah.
The greatest sports card show in the entire world.
It is not going to be a cheap weekend.
Well, it is if
that's
he's
for
selling.
certain.
He's going to be selling. I've seen Jack in action at a trade night.
Yeah, we did get a pretty big PSA card submission back. So, folks that don't know what the hell any of that means, it's grading your sports cards like complete total nerds. It's what we do. So, sent 20 in, got a bunch back. 15 of them were 10s or 9s.
That is a hit
Not a
rate
total
right there.
loss.
What's the one that's going to fund the
five
trip?
that were mine,
Yeah.
the suckiest ones.
Yeah.
I even had a 6 in there.
Those must have been some junk wax era.
Yikes.
Some old Cal Ripkins.
It was actually a Terry McLaurin patch auto.
Ooh.
They 6'd me on it.
On that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Suckers, man.
Well,
I want the badge number for that grader.
Let me see your manager. What did Jack get the PSA 10 that's going to fund the trip? What card was that?
Oh, he had a Jordan Addison case hit. We're really getting into the weeds for the guys that don't do this.
This is your last week on the Buckeye Show. We can talk cards all week long, baby.
Zenith, there's a Zenith mega box out there, and we were in the shop there with our guys at CC2, and he popped that one. That one came back at 10.
Well, that's
so that one was nice. But there wasn't any one whammy, but he had 3 or 4 of them that were in that 100 to 150 range for what he could sell it and get back for it.
The National is the ideal time to be doing that.
So what do we think, Austin? We get to the Michigan situation. Sherrone Moore, he's a big dirty cheater. They all are up there, and they're going to be treated as such. Now they're going to be treated as such by their own institution. And look, we can walk back to years ago when you get into self-imposing things, and there was a certain bowl ban that we would have loved to see have it self-imposed, and it wasn't. Turned out costing Ohio State some chances in the 2012 season where they went undefeated. But Sherrone Moore is going to get a 2-game suspension. That's before anything comes down from the NCAA. And this all goes back to the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. And something to do with 52 text messages and a thread that just were deleted. Well, 2 games deleted, games 3 or week 3 and week 4 for Sherrone Moore. So he's looking at Central Michigan and Nebraska. They're not going to have their head coach.
And you might say, well, why? How can that be? Games 3 and 4, you're skipping past games 1 and 2, Timmy. That doesn't really hold up to a lot of scrutiny.
This is what we do, right? This is just sort of how we
they're
try to grease the wheels when we're choosing our own penalties.
Michigan is hoping that is enough to satisfy and appease the NCAA. There's no guarantee of that. And they may look at this and say, well, what are you trying to pull over here by letting him coach the first 2 games and then sitting him down from that? That's not how any of this works. If someone, pops a failed drug test at any other sport, any other level, you're not going to get to say, well, that'd be cool if I got to go play against my alma mater, or this is in my hometown. Can I move this back? You don't get that right. When you break the rules, you start serving your penalty immediately. I'm fascinated to see how the NCAA responds to this, because they've got to go in front of the committee, and then they're going to have to justify, well, why are you doing this? Not just the amount of time, but why is it not starting in week 1? Like, that's literally crazy.
And you know what? They're going to meet in June. So the Committee on Infractions hearing is June 6th and 7th. And Sports Illustrated reported those dates earlier today. There's no guarantee, like you said, that they're going to even accept the punishment for Moore as the full extent of that. They could add additional games to the suspension. This was like when the Big Ten had to step in and do something to Jim Harbaugh when this was happening in real time. And a lot of people had reason to believe that this was affecting the outcome of a season that was in the middle of play. Now, this notice of allegations came out back in August of 2024. It's 11 violations, 6 of which were deemed level 1 or the most serious of their nature. And the school and the NCAA continue to work toward a resolution. You know, Michigan would love to get the most lenient thing imaginable. I go around and around on what the ultimate punishment is going to be. I know that at least a bowl ban is warranted, though. That's what I know. I hope we get it. I hope it's 2. I kind of don't think it will be, but I hope it's at least 1 when they come to the end of this.
It has to be 1.
Or stripping the title.
It's like
add that in too.
We know that they're not going to do that, and we know that they're not going to put an asterisk on it, and we know that even like vacating wins is pretty much irrelevant. We all saw what happened on the field. We have the memory. Those things are not going to change. It has to be forward-looking. It has to be a detriment into the future. And so, I wonder if Michigan thinks that Sherrone is going to get more than 2 games and they're just starting here and they expect that it's going to be backfilled. And then maybe we did these 2 and you can do the first 2 weeks of the season. He'll miss the first month. I don't know, because none of the way that they've approached any of this makes any sense at all to me.
Austin Ward is in tonight. He had a great idea off the first segment of the show when he was talking about, highlights and good moments from the show in years past. And so we're going to live in the week leading into the college football playoff that ended with the Buckeyes winning a national championship. Why not celebrate that a little bit more here in the final year for which I've done this show? So we're going to get the final walkthrough of the Tennessee game queued up. Do not go anywhere. That's in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill, when your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill, because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway, and you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Experience Buckeye Game Day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Trying our best to make Tyvis Powell raise his voice at least 3 octaves.
Are you serious, dude?
You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Yes, indeed. We are brought to you by our friends at Coors Light, also by CareSource. We thank those guys for sponsoring this lovely program. So I will tell you what you're going to hear coming up at 7 o'clock tonight and for the final hour. I'm going to stay in the studio. I'm just going to sit for folks that are watching on YouTube. We've got the third chair. Usually Adam King occupies that chair during our show. Nicole Sheeran, our friends that do sports for 10 TV, the anchors there. So I'll sit over there, and our guy Dylan Tyrer from the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network, he's a fine young boy. He's a good, clean boy, and he's done good work.
He's a man.
This
What do you
town.
He's not a good young boy.
If that's not a good, clean boy, I don't know
He
what
was
is.
telling you that he played from the tips at York.
Right? He's strong, too.
Strong young lad.
Yeah, he's a strong young lad.
Strong like bull.
He's clean shaven. He's got a good look to him, chiseled jawline. You're going to like him. You're going to like the way you look, like Men's Warehouse. So,
especially if you're watching on YouTube.
7 o'clock, he's going to host in the one chair. So he's going to get his debut on the Buckeye Show. I'll be around, and we'll rock and roll. So that's the fun that's coming up at 7 o'clock. All right, some highlights from the life of the show. Started doing these final walkthroughs really just 2 seasons into this. Last couple of seasons, I don't think I did them every week. Last year in the 2023 season, kind of testing them out. And then we really ramped up and hit every week here in 2024. And they will be returning on Fridays on Common Man and Timmy, so do not worry about that. This was the final walkthrough for the week of the Tennessee game. Usually I just scream out, it's time for the final walkthrough. Here we go. All right, here we go. It's the final walkthrough, first round college football playoff edition. Buckeyes taking on Tennessee.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Oh, it all comes down to this. We're waiting on pins and needles to find out how many Tennessee Volunteer fans really got tickets. Josh Heupel was asked if he was surprised to see how many Vols fans have bought tickets.
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
That's not Josh. This is Josh.
Not with this fan base. It's a nice short drive up there, and Christmas is right around the corner. It's a great Christmas present.
Well, SeatGeek did say 41% of tickets have been sold to billing addresses in Tennessee, so it looks like we might see a lot of people we don't want to be seeing for the holiday.
I don't know what to say, except it's Christmas and we're all in misery.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So we go to the Jameis Winston weather forecast.
I'm so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to be in true football weather.
Yeah, it's going to be 28 degrees and clear, very, very cold. Tyvis thinks it certainly will be a factor. They're both going to be playing in it. Both sides seem to be pumped. So, to the Ryan Day storyline here. Despite Ross Bjork's seal of approval, this is a very, very important game for Coach Day to pull off a big accomplishment. It starts with beating Tennessee. He says it begins with us being here.
The bottom line is, we are in the playoffs, and every team is going to have their issues and deficiencies, and the teams that can address those the best are going to win this thing. And that's it. It's a new era. It's a different time, and I think our guys recognize that.
Okay, I'm sorry to do this, but I'm going to do some Christmas begging here. Please, dear God, win this game, Buckeyes. The great Buckeye fans aren't likely going to want to hear about how hard we tried or how hard we worked. Everybody's working hard out there.
So do washing machines.
Don't piss me off, Art. We need to win this game. It's got to happen. The march towards salvaging what was supposed to be a dream season, a team of destiny, a super team accomplishing a goal we haven't seen here in 10 years, that begins tomorrow. Because if it doesn't, Santa Claus is going to be coming into some Ohio homes where families are having very psychotic tendencies.
And we're going to have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's going to find the jolliest bunch of holes this side of the nut house.
So please, I beg of you, let's win this thing. Let's keep in the running for the greatest gift of all, the national championship.
Clark, it's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
And you know what? That it is, Edward. That it is indeed. And I'll tell you this, speaking to you, Tennessee fan, you can steal our codes. You can buy tickets to the game. You can make fun of us. Yes, indeed. But since it's Christmas, I'm actually going to do something for you.
I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property.
Before we kick your ass in front of the entire country and send you back to the hills that you came from. Yeah, baby.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh, hallelujah. Holy shit. Where's the Tylenol? I'll see you for postgame around 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and Beam will be here for you guys, hopefully talking about a big Buckeye win.
And I hope to see you out there.
There we go. Final walkthrough, Tennessee.
Boy, at least you got that bold prediction right at the end there.
Right, we did. We went
Gave
in
him
on
to the
it.
count of 10.
What was I going to do? Go back to the hills.
And they did immediately.
Get on out of here, hillbillies.
They were not willing to stick around for very long.
So there you had it. That I told you there was some Christmas vacation in at least one or two of those walkthroughs in the playoff. That was the one that was almost exclusive.
That was
Christmas movie exclusive.
Very heavy on the Christmas movie.
I mean, it was mid-December. We were heading toward the holiday. When was game 2? When was game 2 against Oregon?
Well, that was
that was the Rose Bowl, January 1.
That was New Year's Day.
What was the date on the Tennessee game? 20th?
I think it was the 21st.
The 21st?
Yeah.
Yes.
The weekend was the December 20th and 21st.
Yeah, so we were 4 days away from the holiday right there. So
we were right there.
We're just playing the hits. 'Tis the season. All right, so that was fun. Thanks for indulging us there. Speaking of Coach Day, who you heard always catch some Coach Day in those final walkthroughs, he was on the College Game Day podcast. I love we're not getting enough of College Game Day. We're going to podcast that thing so bits and pieces of it can come out all year long. I like this little connection with Ryan Day and a certain celebrity. So we have now found out. Had you heard this before?
Yeah.
You had? Okay. I missed the boat on this one, but shoobity-doo, Adam Sandler, he and the Sandman, they both went to Manchester Central High School in New Hampshire. I had always just assumed Sandler was a New York kid. So there you go. Sandler graduated 12 years before Coach Day did, 3 years after Chip Kelly. So you talk about, Ryan Day and Chip Kelly and then throw Sandler into the mix, who's more famous than both of them put together. No famous. He's that's
he's
no
worldwide
problemo.
famous.
He's one of the best comics, movie stars that has ever existed. And his run on Saturday Night Live, it's crazy too. And pretty timely that we're talking about this now because Happy Gilmore 2, I think, is going to stream on July 25th, if I have that right. I've been seeing
I'm nervous
the previews
for
it.
I don't want it to ruin one of my favorite movies of all time.
I know what you mean because they're really modernizing this thing. There's going to be so many PJ Tour stars in the movie with cameos. Chris McDonald being back in it. You obviously had to have Shooter. Yeah, you weren't going to do this without Shooter. Day said
it's a Shooter's tour.
This is Shooter's turn. I'm not about to stand by and let some freak show take over. So Day said it's pretty amazing. We all kind of grew up, and my wife too, all within a mile radius of each other. And he said because of the age difference that their relationship is sort of secondhand, which I get that. You're going to do a few degrees of Kevin Bacon here. He said, we met before when I was young. He was kind of coming up, and those first few movies started coming out, and then my father-in-law taught him at Central. My father-in-law was a social studies teacher, and he had him as a student. So indirectly, we're all friendly. And he said one time I went by his house when I was in middle school, and he was shooting hoops, and that was one of the experiences we had together. I went in, shot some hoops with him for a little while. At the time, he had his tape out. You guys probably don't remember this, but it was Tool Booth Willie. And Pete Thamel was on the pod. He said, oh, yes, I remember Tool Booth Willie. So that's pretty cool. Ryan Day and the Sandman. And in a lot of Adam Sandler's movies, he's playing basketball almost in every one of them.
Yeah, the man loves to play pickup basketball. And you hear about Chip Kelly, Ryan Day, their relationship. You have Dan Mullen out there, and it's like this Manchester mafia of these guys that were in college football. But I was having a conversation with Carlos Lachlan earlier in the year, and he was like, oh, yeah, well, I also did some coaching around that area, and I've been in New Hampshire, and it's like this small world of all these other people that know each other from up there. I was like, this is one of the smallest parts of the country, right? It's like if Wyoming had 100 celebrities in it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I know them. Like
you're one of them. You're in that crew.
Yeah, but we would probably do something different than coaching college football at the highest level. But you have all these people that are like, oh, yeah, you have this connection through New Hampshire and players and coaches, and then Adam Sandler. It's like, I got to check this place out because it feels like you just walk down the block and you find another celebrity or somebody else who's achieving something at the highest level.
Yeah, Manchester's the town. I've never had the pleasure to experience Vermont or New Hampshire, some of those great northeastern states. I think I heard Ryan Day, maybe not necessarily badmouth Vermont, but because he's a New Hampshire guy, maybe
big rivalry.
Don't need to visit Vermont all that much because we got the same good stuff in the home state. It's like Ohio and Michigan. Like we're not want to go up there and we got all the stuff that we want down here. But
I think somebody asked him about that. Like, what are recommendations? I'm going to go to Vermont this summer. He's like, I don't know Vermont.
I don't have any for you. Yeah.
I can tell you all about New Hampshire.
Got another state that I think you should go to instead. But we were looking in before the card show took over our summer vacation plans, and we turned out to go to Chicago this year. We were looking at possibly a Boston, Maine, New Hampshire type of thing, like fly into Boston, experience the city for a couple of days, and then drive north. And Manchester is that town in New Hampshire that you're going to hit.
Yeah.
Like if you're going on up to Maine, if you want to go to Bangor or Bangor, I believe you got to pronounce the G.
Mm-hmm. I think it's better if you do.
Or what's the national park up there? Is it Arcadia or it's Arcadia with an R? Acadia
is in Michigan.
Is the Bluffs, the golf course in northern Michigan that we talk about. Yeah. So I'm sure it's beautiful. I would love to get up there. I had no idea that Ryan Day was shooting hoops with Adam Sandler back in the day. So that's a pretty cool connection. I would hope if there is a premiere for a streaming movie like Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2, that he could possibly get an invite there. Swing that a little bit.
Gosh, I just hope they don't mess it up.
Yeah,
I'm so nervous.
I would keep, whatever happens, don't let it take away from Happy Gilmore, the original. It doesn't need to take away from it. They're just having fun. They're bored, all right? They needed to do this.
That's fine.
I
am glad to see Shooter back. I think Shooter McGavin, Timmy, is my favorite movie character of all time.
He needs a place to make more jokes, okay? He's been on social media for far too long. It's time that he has another movie to actually do some more content. Yeah,
it's the best.
It is fantastic. There's so much happening with Buckeye recruiting this weekend. We're going to call for an impromptu on the trail segment. That is next. Austin is in. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV? Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes who are going above and beyond in their communities. Newman Roofing wants to recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in their towns to be recognized on 10 TV and The Fan. Stay tuned as we begin announcing the selected honorees who truly embody the spirit of Newman Roofing's commitment to community.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Buckeye Talk and the latest updates on Ryan Day's beard. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, Rhyme Time back there producing. Also, a little congratulations to Jacob Reimer, because through all this stuff that's been happening, he has officially come on and joined us full time at 97.1 The Fan. Yeah, very, very nicely done.
That's real applause. That's not the fake stuff that you give me.
What, this stuff here? Clap you out, Reimer. Even for a North Carolina fan, got your back, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Welcome to the team.
I appreciate it. I'm excited. This is going to be a ton of fun.
He's immediately going on vacation next week.
Right?
Just on the weekend.
How many vacation dates do you need, buddy?
I just got the one day right now.
Make work your favorite.
Yeah.
Work's your new favorite.
Work's your new favorite. It is.
You did bring cupcakes in, though. That was nice.
Yeah. Trying to spread some good cupcakes around the office.
Spread some good cupcakes.
Some May cheer.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Tyvis slipped a few of those cupcakes. All the while he's trying to shed some pounds.
He says that a lot.
He's such a walking contradiction. Yeah. I love him.
Don't take him at his word.
No. He's got some puffiness to him. I'd like to see that stay. I'd like to see it stay around.
Yeah, Austin, when's the next time you're having me in to do the show at Roosters so I can take 10 pounds of wings home with me?
I would do some damage if you ever had me in there. They might be short about 25 wings.
No, they can handle it. It's a fun casual joint.
What's your favorite sauce there? Do you like to try different ones? I mean, they have such a wide spectrum of sauces. You go there every week almost when the show's hitting.
Yeah, I like to put together some medium and some garlic together.
Yeah.
The guy that we're going to talk to shortly, his order is absolutely wild. I won't spoil it. Just ask him.
I'm a big fan of the spicy Korean.
Wait till you ask this guy about what wings he puts.
Oh, he's going to the top.
He's going to
the top of the spectrum.
He goes to the top of the spectrum, but that's not enough for him. He needs a second flavor with it.
Yeah, I thought we should. This may as well be a good time to get our friend Berm on here. So call him up, Reimer. We're gonna talk some recruiting here because so much stuff has happened this past weekend. We figured why wait until Tuesday. Your guy Berm, he's out there. I think he's coming back from somewhere today. He's always
said he was going
something.
to like 3 high schools today.
3 high schools
like,
today.
All right, calm down,
right,
buddy.
I mean, it's May 5th, all right? Yeah. May the 5th be with you. So I know he's going to have big things to say about Caden Dixon Wyatt. Just another big get for Brian Hartline. Talking about a guy who never stops. It's Brian Hartline.
Well, he'll be able to stop early because he gets to fill out his wide receivers class whenever he wants. And if he wants to chill out and not have to do a bunch of visits in the fall, I'll take this guy now. And I'll just lock it in. Another dynamic class of wide receivers. The string of recruits, the success that they've had building these classes, and then not just that, but building that out with the way that they develop it and turn them into first-round picks. And we all see what's happening with Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith and Brandon Ennis, the next one up. And then you have Mylan Graham with the huge springs. Like, it's no wonder. I mean, the proof is out there. The proof's in the pudding. It's not theory, it's testimony. All those cliches, but they're incredibly true. What Brian Hartline has done with that position group is truly remarkable.
Berm is with us now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Berm, everything that Austin just said, and add to that, but has there been a position group really in the last 10 or 15 years of Buckeye football that you've seen be recruited like wide receivers are being recruited right now?
No. I mean, you can certainly make some arguments, I guess, with what Kerry Combs did at corner in the 2013 to 15 to 16 era, but
yeah,
as far as just going out and getting whoever you want nationally, what Brian Hartline's done is pretty remarkable. And the reality is what he's really great at is developing wide receivers, and that is what's carrying these decisions. It's not necessarily that Brian Hartline is the world's greatest relationship builder or even salesman, because Brian will tell you he hates the idea of being called a great recruiter. He thinks it sounds dirty in some way. But what he does and where he's actually lived up to the hype even more is just what he does with the guys when they're there. And there are certainly some people who will contend that Jeremiah Smith would be great anywhere he goes, and maybe that's true, but that's not always the case for the Chris Olaves of the world, the Jackson Smith and Jigbas, et cetera, who Brian Hartline elevated their game in a serious way.
Don't you think, Berm, that he has like a lot of assistant coaches, a lot of coordinators, a lot of very successful recruiters will say what Brian Hartline said, and he said that going back 3, 4, 5 years now. I don't want to be a great recruiter. I don't want to be considered that. But lots of people say that. I just feel like he has actually lived up to the flip side, which is he does have great relationships and he has been a good recruiter. But more than anything else, that development part cannot be ignored. I think he's actually one of the few coaches who's backed that claim up.
Yeah, and what he's also done in this era of college football, which makes him rare and something that recruits and their parents talk about all the time, is that Ohio State doesn't take transfers at wide receiver. He doesn't go out and look to upgrade and replace guys who have been in the program for 6 months or a year without giving them a chance to really develop into the player that he thought they would be when he recruited them. And that matters. I'm leaving Wayne High School right now in Huber Heights, where Jameer Brown, who's the number 1 ranked receiver in the country in the class of 2027, plays. And he's just the next one. And I'm literally, just walked off the field. And it is a different class of prospects that Ohio State recruits in general. But what Brian Hartline has done at his position is truly, truly unique. And, it's been 4 straight years with the first-round pick. It will not surprise anyone if Carnell Tate is year 5. And then, obviously, Jeremiah Smith is the year after. And then you see guys like Jameer Brown coming up and Chris Henry, Caden Dixon-Wyatt, who committed on Sunday. Like, it is really, really special what Brian Hartline does.
4-star 2026 wide receiver Caden Dixon-Wyatt commits to the Buckeyes over schools like Oregon and USC from Santa Ana, California. So a big get for the Buckeyes. Berm, I saw you're going to be writing for Buckeye Huddle. Congrats. And that's awesome. I was also just hearing about your order at Roosters when you guys would do the show there. Austin said it's quite an order. Like, I think I heard that you're into the one, the mac and cheese bites, the deep fried mac and cheese bites. Who doesn't love those? But what's your wing order when you're there?
I mean, it's not that complex. It's just you have to go nuclear and barbecue.
Oh my God.
So I like them tossed in bowls. I want a little bit of sweetness with my heatness. Actually, guys, at the risk of pandering, I'm getting ready to turn into a Roosters parking lot to have dinner before I head back home.
I don't know why you wouldn't, Berm. It's a fun, casual joint.
Which location you going to tonight?
Well, I'm in Huber Heights, so I'm just swinging into the Huber Heights Roosters. Quite literally, in the next minute, I'll be pulling in and diving into those mac and cheese bites and some boneless wings. It's 99-cent wing day at Roosters on Mondays, and so today is Monday, last I checked. So I'm going to swing in and check out this location. Little do they know that I'm going to secret shop them, but they don't need to know that.
That means in 10 minutes, he is going to be crying from the new killer. And he claims
in a good way
that it's sweating from the eyes, but we all know that that's not true.
All right, Berm, thanks for the quick check-in. We'll talk some more. I got a feeling we'll be hearing from you this week.
Oh, that's interesting.
We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, my man. There goes Jeremy Birmingham, a.k.a. Berm. You can get him at Berm. I still don't know how he got just the 4 letters.
He had
B-I-R-M for
There's more stories
Twitter
to that, too. You can save that for another day.
Right. We'll save that one. We could get to that here coming up. All right, hour 2 on the way. Our man Dylan Tyrer from the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's going to step in to the 1 chair here as he's going to be indoctrinated into the Buckeye Show and to the airwaves of 97.1 The Fan. Michigan, they started the day making some big news, but there's a lot more going on in the sport we know and love. Keeping our finger on the college football pulse. It's next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, I love that we fix ACs for free.
I don't think we do that, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Stay with me, Aaron. I'm going to explain to you how it works.
You're going to explain to me how my own invention works?
Get Eco.
ECO.
Step 1. Some other HVAC company tells a customer that they need a whole new system.
Yes.
And then they call us.
They can always call us, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO.
And then we repair their system for free.
No, then they pay us.
But we give the money back, right?
We give them back all the money they paid us to fix their old system when they finally do need a new one.
Up to $1,500, right?
Right.
Aaron, we're fixing HVAC systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. We extend the life of their system.
That's right.
Those extra years are free. On me.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Jacob Reimer. News out of the NBA. Cavs head coach Kenny Atkinson has been named the coach of the year in the NBA. Atkinson led the Cavs to the best record in the Eastern Conference, and they will look to bounce back tomorrow in Game 2 against the Indiana Pacers. The NBA playoffs continue tonight, though, with a pair of Game 1s. The Celtics host the Knicks here at 7:30, and the Nuggets visit the Thunder. In baseball, the Guardians begin a series with the Nationals in Washington, D.C., going for their 3rd win in a row as long as the weather allows it. They're currently in a rain delay in D.C. The Reds look to snap a 2-game losing skid in Atlanta tonight. First pitch is at 7:15 and can be found right here on The Fan after the Buckeye Show. And according to Adam Schefter, Baltimore Ravens have released kicker Justin Tucker. After drafting kicker Tyler Loop, the organization continues to insist it was a football decision. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Back here on the Buckeye Show, Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, and Dylan Tyrer. Dylan, what's going on over there? Yeah, turn
you
it on.
hit the on button.
All right, thanks, guys.
There you
You didn't
go.
tell him how to do that?
I just wanted to make sure because
sorry.
when I was sitting back there before, it would come on for me. I didn't want to mess anything up in your chair here, the number one seat.
You know what? That's my mistake.
Well,
I will take that one. I want to make my guests feel very, very comfortable. So that one's on me.
You have to own that.
But now we can move on. Now
You
that we
know
got the
what?
mic
I'll
situation.
I'll be the bigger man here. I'll own that. That's a rookie mistake by me. I'm Dylan Tyrer. Happy to be with you on the Buckeye
What's
Show.
up, Dylan?
If any of you listeners are out there thinking, is this the Blue Jackets guy? I might recognize his voice. What the heck is he doing on the Buckeye Show? I get it. Yeah. I went to Ohio State. I spent 4 years there. So while I'm a hockey guy, that's my day job. I care. I care about the Buckeyes. Tend to think I know what's going on in Buckeye land. So I'm happy to be here. This is a show that I've always admired. So I'm happy to be filling in.
That's perfect.
They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
It's kind of why I started off that way.
There we go.
You know?
And it's good, too, because one niche spot where it's the Columbus Blue Jackets, and on this show, also a very niche show where we got to circle everything back to the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
But hey, in this segment, though, it's actually sometimes a break from just OSU and everything else college football. So that's what's great about checking the college football pulse.
Yeah, I'm fired up
around the sport.
Let's do it. I mean, we did a little bit of research earlier today. Know what's going on in the college football scape. So, Jacob, why don't you hit it? Tell us what's going on here.
Yeah, so we got some news from our friends up in East Lansing. Athletic Director Alan Haller steps down after less than 4 years in the job. So now Deputy AD Jennifer Smith and Tom Izzo will co-interim athletic directors while they search for the replacement.
We know who that is.
Where do you guys think Michigan State goes from here?
Well, it seems like they just want to let Tom Izzo run the entire athletic department. They've been
honestly may as well at this point.
They're putting his name on the side of buildings. They're consulting him on every coaching hire, and I don't love that part. I've been around. We talked in the first hour about when I was covering Tennessee and Phil Fulmer's power grab and trying to be an athletic director down there. These guys that are college coaches for a specific sport, they generally don't have that skill that translates to running an entire athletic department. So I'd be very nervous. I know that people in East Lansing love Tom Izzo. I've loved, being around him and his press conferences when he's been, for Michigan State, Ohio State games. They're always worth it. He's a very personable guy. He does have a great interest in all the other sports, but that doesn't make you qualified to make all those other decisions. So I don't love that for Michigan State personally.
Do you know I was reading a Michigan State specific article about this situation, and Reimer, you're not going to like who their number one candidate to take this gig is. But then again, he is also a guy that thought it'd be a great idea to have Double B, Billy Boy, Belichick, coach his college football program, where basically a 24-year-old woman
how's that
is
working
running
out?
the whole show, who doesn't know what the hell she's doing when it comes to college football. But she has a nice real estate portfolio. So Bubba Cunningham, I'm seeing, is a top candidate to take this Michigan State AD spot. He's got links to the president there from his time in Chapel Hill, and he's a native. I didn't realize Cunningham was a native of Michigan, but he is.
And he's also got a real desire to get out of Chapel Hill based on everything that's going on. Because as the reporting has been about Bill Belichick, is that Bubba Cunningham did not want him as the football coach.
It came in over his head from the powers that be at Chapel Hill.
Maybe you look for a little exit.
Yeah, that would be a good time to do it.
Is Michigan State football still relevant? Basketball, we care about Michigan State basketball, right? Like, they're in the conversation. I come from that hockey background. One thing that they've done great, they've poured a ton of money into their hockey program and made it relevant again. But what the heck is going on with the Michigan State football program?
Mel Tucker happened, right, Austin?
Yeah. And you look at the Michigan State athletic department, and they're complicit in ruining what happened there because they handed over $1 billion to a guy that they had to fire, and they're still working through lawsuits and the wreckage of that. The crowd atmosphere, you just go up there in East Lansing, and I've seen some great football games for Ohio State and Michigan State up there, and they've had some robust environments. But the last couple times, you just go and there's nobody there. And I know that some schools are more passionate about basketball than they are football, and that's fine. I'm not expecting every program to care about football as much as Ohio State, but Michigan State, their fans should be more invested in that, and I just don't think they've given them any reason to be since that brief window where Mel Tucker was trying to sign his contract at halftime in the Horseshoe before they took it back off the table.
It's just been a crazy fall for them, right? Like, I get what happened. It's easy to understand why what's going on there is going on, but for a team to be, I think back to 2015, I was in CDEC at the Shoe. That kick split the uprights right in my face.
Oh my God!
Since then, what's Michigan
What was
State?
that kicker's name? Geiger or something? I feel like it was the same last name as our old AD here.
I can't remember anything other than the kid that was standing behind me in 30 degrees rain, and he was in T-shirts and shorts.
He was air guitaring. All the way down.
Kind of a sick celebration,
field.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, that sucked.
I had other things to deal with after that game because you had Zeke upstairs saying, that's my last time playing in the Horseshoe. I'm like, what? You just declared for the draft up here after this game? Like, what are we doing? That's my memory. I know that the kick went in and everything was collapsing, but it's the post-game press conference is what I remember more than the actual debacle on the field.
Don't bring up that game to our pal Tyvis.
That was
don't bring that one up
Zeke
to
ran
him.
the ball, 12 times in that game?
Yeah, that's right.
That was completely miserable.
Probably 12 for 27.
All right, before I get too worked up, what else we got going on here? Sorry.
So this was shared on Twitter or X from College Football Alerts from a post by @_Trav23 on if this was the greatest 3-year run at quarterback ever in college football. Oklahoma with Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Jalen Hurts. Can you guys think of any other 3-year runs?
I actually seen that one. I seen it. And I had the luxury to do a quick bit of research on this because I saw that tweet in X before Jacob brought it up here.
Had it just be 3 years? It couldn't be like 3 straight quarterbacks?
Three straight quarterbacks. I allowed the liberty for at least 3 successive quarterbacks. And I don't think we're going to find something better than Carson Palmer to Leinart to Sanchez.
I was going to say it had to be USC. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it had to be. Texas, I think it ran out of gas with Vince and Colt. Vince and Colt gobbled up, I want to say 5 years maybe, but there wasn't that third in a row. I think there was a Garrett Gilbert on the back end.
Yeah.
And leading into it, Texas fans are yelling at me, but that USC.
Like Chris Sims, was that
Chris Sims. Yeah. Chris Sims could have been the guy going in, but you have the Heisman Trophy winner in Carson Palmer. Then you have Matt Leinart. You get a national championship. Then you get Mark Sanchez. More 11-win seasons, whatever, Rose Bowl.
I mean,
that was it for me.
If you are looking for first-round picks, the team that I cover had a pretty nice little saucy run with Dwayne Haskins to Justin Fields to C.J. Stroud.
And someone threw that graphic up there, too, and that one pops.
That was special. And, I'm not going to say that it was better because the first thing that came to mind for me was USC. It had to be.
Yeah, I mean, success in the pros, I think that Oklahoma run's pretty good. I thought back to Notre Dame, maybe.
2 Heismans with those Oklahoma QBs, right?
Yeah,
2 of the 3 Heisman winners.
And Brady Quinn into Jimmy Clausen, right? Like, that was not...
God, if Bodie were here, he'd bust through that studio door and hug you.
Yeah, I mean...
For you saying that right now.
Think back. Those are some fun teams for Notre Dame, but, I mean, Ohio State, Oklahoma, that's probably the best continuous stretch of quarterback play for the last little bit, right?
By the way, when you mentioned Jimmy Clausen, it makes me realize how Mel Kiper said that he would retire if Jimmy didn't last 8 years or make it 8 years in. Guys, going to retire. Not going to do this anymore. Jimmy Clausen didn't make it.
He's going to do that now with Shedeur. No one will remember.
He's dying on that Shedeur hill. He sure was.
Nobody evaluates quarterbacks better than Mel Kiper. Look what he did with Jimmy Clausen.
NFL didn't know what they're doing. 50 years. 50 years. National football, you can't evaluate quarterbacks. I can, though. Got this job right here. Got this haircut, the glasses. See everything's going on.
What do you do? Pumpkin pie every day, Mel Kiper? Keeps you doing it, right?
Keep doing it.
Reimer, we got anything else? Got your finger on the pulse back there?
Yeah, we got one more here for you.
Okay, what do we got?
College basketball players are now making their way to the football field.
Ooh,
last week, Clemson basketball star Ian Shefflin announced that he will be joining the Tigers on the gridiron in 2025 at tight end. Do you guys think we could see more of this?
From basketball to football? I actually had this debate a couple of weeks ago. What would be easier, to go from basketball or football to basketball? And I had a lot of people saying go from football, or go the other way, from basketball to football, because the guys are such good athletes.
Which is the way we've seen it in all the successful cases here. I mean, Antonio Gates, a Hall of Fame tight end.
Darren Fells. It's always a tight end.
Tony Gonzalez was a great basketball player, too. And it does. Jimmy Graham played nothing but college basketball at Miami and then had his last year of eligibility. But then there's the great case of Greg Paulus, right, who's an assistant coach here at Ohio State, played 1 year at QB at Syracuse after being quite a good point guard for the Duke Blue Devils.
What was Julius Peppers first, Reimer? You remember that?
He's football. He's just a beast of a football player.
I thought he cameo, but didn't he cameo?
He did, and he actually played. He actually played in games and did things. Like he wasn't just some bum on the bench.
I couldn't remember. I was just asking the Carolina guy. I couldn't remember all the details of that career.
Who is the better Carolina guy, though, Reimer? Who is the better Carolina example for a football basketball star?
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Come on,
I know.
Virginia boy. He was from the Tidewater area. Ronald Curry.
Oh,
Ronald Curry had a really good NFL career. I think 9 years or so. Raiders wide receiver. He was a stud. He was the quarterback for the Tar Heels, and he might have been a double-figure scorer. And we don't see Ricky Dudley guys anymore, like guys that can actually score 12 or 13 points per game that were football players and then come and play basketball.
It's really difficult, I think. What makes it harder for the guys to go from football to basketball is the shooting stroke, the consistency of playing the game, the skill.
Yeah.
Like, if you have some of that athleticism, we were talking about Antonio Gates, you might be able to put the pads on and just go beat some guys up. But I think going the other way probably is more difficult to me.
Yeah, man, I could think Mike Conley, like a long, lanky cornerback. That could be some fun, right?
All right, yeah. I'd watch it.
All right, Buckeyes on the mind, guys. We learned a name like Jeremiah Smith last season. Ryan Williams comes to mind as well. But who will college football's breakout stars be in 2025? That's next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $7.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $7.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great. For a limited time at participating salons.
The $7.99 Great Haircut Sale runs May 3rd through May 9th.
Visit our Columbus area salons.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
The Fan at 1460 ESPN Columbus is your radio home for Sunday Night Baseball.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222.
The Fan.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th national championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, breezy and cool, scattered showers, and even a few storms possible on this Monday. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Overnight will fall back down to around 50 degrees. Plenty of clouds around to start off your Tuesday. Scattered showers increase during the day, especially afternoon and evening. More clouds and cooler still with highs only in the low 60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Stickers on helmets make us happy. This is the Buckeye Show.
It's the Buckeye Show. I'm Dylan Tyrer. Austin Ward with me. So is Timmy Hall. Excited about this next segment. Some breakout stars in 2025 in college football, but I got to throw it over to Tim before we get there.
You're a lucky guy, Dylan. So are you, Austin. And you, Reimer. And all of the men in Columbus. And the women, too.
Oh.
Because we're going to get the dudes right.
Tell me more.
Because our friends at Tri-State Men's Health, that is their mission. They're just tackling all the men's health issues that we can gather up. And I told you about ED in hour one. Well, they are also experts at treating low testosterone. Low testosterone, or low T, as you may have heard, can cause a lot of problems. Low sex drive, the libido, that's bad. You need it. Bad sleep patterns, unproductive workouts. If you look at Dylan, you'll see his workouts are not unproductive. He's fine. He's puffy. Decreased energy, brain fog, and more. That's the good term.
Oh.
That's as the kids say it right now, Austin. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Or they don't. Or I just pulled that out of my ass. Speaking of that, ACE shots, though. Quick, painless, easy. That's what's going to give you that jolt of energy. I've been on that before. Our guy Tyvis has been on it before. And it just, for me, it was just that lack of energy getting to the end of the night. And you get on that testosterone program, you're going to feel that jolt back in your life. You start losing 2 to 3% of this stuff every single year. It happens gradually. Before you know it, you just don't feel like the same guy anymore, like when you were in your younger 20s. So go to tristatemenshealth.com, take that low T quiz. It's 10 simple questions, very quick. And when you sign up for your initial consult now, got 2 locations in Central Ohio, Westerville and Hilliard. You get the TMPSA test, the medical consult. And right now, it is free. It's a limited time offer. Free is great. So schedule it today and get treated for your low testosterone. TriStateMen'sHealth.com.
Puffy.
Dylan.
I don't know where that came from.
How do we feel about that?
That's a good thing.
I'm going
that means I look at you and you're puffed up because you've been on the bench.
He's shredded, bro.
Yes.
He's shredded, not puffy.
I'm looking
You're
for like a
puffing
svelte type thing here. Puffy, I don't know.
It's not the word that you use, Timmy.
It's good. You just have to enjoy it.
Did Jack tell you that that's the slang?
No.
You pulled it out.
He wouldn't sign off on that.
That's
one.
what I'm like. I was puffy before Awaken 1-8. that was the way you would describe me.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
All right.
Right?
I'm just saying Dylan's put together.
He's
saying he's got the extra stiff shaft that he's playing with out there. That's not another thing to go back to Tri-State. That's what he's playing with in his driver. I mean, that guy, that's not puff.
Our guy is swinging the X stiff shaft, 70 grams.
It's life-changing, boys.
This is
unbelievable. You got to try it out.
We don't know if we can play with you.
You got to try. Well, we got to go do it.
I don't know if you need 15 more yards off the tee, Dylan. Save some for the rest of us.
Well, hey, that extra stiff shaft could be yours.
I'm just going to get a double shot. See if that helps. Tri-State, hit me up again.
Yeah.
The other cheek now.
Make it a double.
Let's go.
An ace shot from my friend Ace. Okay.
Yes, you get it.
All right. I was doing some perusing online earlier today, and I found something pretty darn interesting. Chris Hummer of CBS Sports had written a piece, Breakout Stars to Watch, College Football's Next Household Names in 2025. Non-quarterbacks we're talking here. We all know the QBs, but that got me to thinking, who are some of these guys last season? We, of course, knew about Caleb Downs from his freshman year.
Yep.
Jeremiah Smith was a big name coming in, but he certainly made a name for himself in college football last year. Ryan Williams, that's a guy I think everybody knows now.
What was that game where he had the ridiculous catch?
Which one?
I mean, it was
the Georgia back and forth game, right?
It was the Georgia game. Yeah, it was a sideline catch where like it was the portion of that game where it just was points
off
flying
the rails.
Up.
Yeah,
points flying up on the scoreboard left and right.
Ready for college football. It's early, but I'm ready for
117 days.
Well, that's why we're getting these lists.
Absolutely. So we've got some guys on here. We've got Justice Haynes, from Michigan. Running back from Michigan is one of his early names here. Cam Coleman, wide receiver from Auburn. Spencer Fano, Utah offensive tackle, a guy that I've read a little bit about in some early 2026 mock drafts.
Yeah.
Might be that
good
first
on
tackle
them throwing
off the board.
a tackle from Utah.
Yeah, exactly. Peter Woods, Clemson defensive lineman. Just some names here to get you thinking. Mateo Uiagalelei, defensive end from Oregon.
Dylan, that's when I looked at the list and I'm like, what are we doing here? Are there people out there who don't know who Mateo Uiagalelei is? Like, he had 10 and a half sacks
he
last
was
year.
awesome last year.
And then I scrolled down and I'm like, I'm glad that I got this reading material, but now I'm angry because Anthony Hill is on here. And it's like, he's a breakout star for 2025. He had 113 tackles last year.
Well, that's what got me thinking. I'm reading some of these names. I'm like, I know who these guys are. Like, Uiagalelei, that's a great defensive line in Oregon that he played on last year. A couple of guys got drafted, and he might have been the best one. He might be the most dynamic of them all, and he's on this breakout star list. I feel like we already know who that is because of DJ too, right? Yep. But it got me to thinking, who are some guys on Ohio State this season? Because there is not a Buckeye on that list, which I was kind of surprised by. Like, I feel like lists like that, you always toss in a Buckeye, right?
Austin already knows. Like, if you're going with a numbers guy, you're going to say Brandon Inniss because he's the next guy up. We've seen Carnell Tate do it a little bit. Although I still do think Carnell Tate could apply for something like this.
He does.
He hasn't been able to put up the massive numbers. So you would use both of them. You'd use Carnell Tate, you'd use Brandon Inniss, you could use Max Clare, who transfers over from Purdue because they were so god-awful. What did they win? One game? 1-11?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough. He's really talented, so he could be one. Any number of guys in the running back room at Ohio State. The options are endless when it comes to the Buckeyes.
And usually you see this, Dylan, where people are making lists, they tap in, they're going to put an Ohio State guy in there by default.
100%.
Because of the size of the fan base, because of the passion. Like, leaving them off is a really bold choice.
It's an interesting move for a national article.
Normally you also...
Well, it led to our segment today. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, and then you also just put a scarlet and gray picture in the top. You'll get a lot more people to click on. That's just a little tip there for Chris Hummer. I think he probably know that. But
should put Brandon Inniss's image in the article.
Carnell Tate, anybody up there.
Some of them.
That's just a Google SEO trick that you can learn. But you're right. I mean, you could almost go position by position, and you can take a breakout star for Ohio State because they have to replace 4 starters on the defensive line. Someone, whether that's Kenyatta Jackson or Caden Curry, Bo Atkinson coming in here or whatever. I mean, CJ Hicks playing in that edge spot now.
Arvell Reese will be a star.
I was going to say, when I move to linebacker, I'll tell you 100% that Arvell Reese is the one that's a breakout star because Sonny Styles is already, he's been starting for multiple years. He's not going to qualify in that spot.
He is a star.
Arvell Reese is going to be a real one for the Buckeyes. Safety, you don't have to count that one. Caleb Downs is already a star. Davison Igbinosun being back gives you a little bit of a head start there. But Jermaine Matthews, he's not a nationally known name at this point. That's just on the defensive side. But Timmy, you talked about the running backs. I mean, C.J. Donaldson and James Peoples are trying to replace Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. Those carries are going to go to somebody. They had really good springs. You talked about tight end with Max Clare. They've got to get, some tackles going. They've got to replace Josh Fryer, Donovan Jackson, and Josh Simmons. So Ethan Onyanwa, Austin Sareveld are going to have opportunities to shine. I'm naming the entire roster, but when Ohio State has to replace still as many guys as they had to, they're still going to be a national title contender, and the next wave are all 4- and 5-star recruits. So it's really easy to do that and just make a top 10 list of Ohio State guys. Maybe that's what Chris Hummer is saving for tomorrow.
Hey, another episode of the show.
Okay.
That's what we'll get into.
Let me point back to this one because there was an ESPN version of the same topic that happened back in the middle of spring football. So this was on March 20th. And I think of all the guys we shouted out there, unless you said them when you were talking about this one position group and it went in one ear and out the other, but I don't think you said this name. So think of someone that
it's going to be Edric Houston then, right?
It's Edric Houston.
Yeah. Okay.
Edric Houston.
He doesn't count to me. It's like,
and they put him as a defensive end, but he's going to play defensive tackle.
Yeah, so
he's not going to play defensive end.
No, and he hasn't. And dating back to the middle of last year. A little bit behind on that one.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Timmy.
He's a defensive tackle.
But ESPN. Yeah, 3 techniques.
It's almost like if they had someone locked into the Buckeyes.
Boy,
writing for ESPN.com.
What an incredible idea. I wonder if they've ever tried that.
But look where you are now.
Glad to be here.
Great.
Wouldn't be here hanging out with you two.
It's a real nice surprise.
Carnell Tate was my guy, and we know who he is from last year, but I feel like true breakout this season, Carnell Tate, right? He'll become a household name. And I bring up Carnell Tate because we've had, of course, a number of Buckeye receivers break out in the past. One of them, Garrett Wilson, who wore number 5 at Ohio State. Do you guys know what day it is today?
I'm told it's Cinco de Mayo.
It's a day about fives.
It is Cinco de Mayo. So, up next, we're talking our favorite players ever to wear the number 5. It's the Buckeye Show right here on The Fan.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Broadcasting live from DeVere Posey's wonderful Cologne Emporium, also known as the Fan Studio. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Back here on the Buckeye Show, Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May. I'm Dylan Tyrer, Austin Ward with me, Timmy Hall as well, Jacob Reimer back there, and I love doing lists like this, guys, and with it being Cinco de Mayo, I'm thinking number 5s, and what triggered it is I saw the Ohio State, BTN on Ohio State, Ohio State on BTN Twitter earlier today. That Braxton Miller 5 TD game.
That was nice.
They posted that and they said it's 5-5 day, baby. So I'm thinking, all right, let's get into some number 5s here.
And didn't he talk some? I think I saw Braxton's retweet.
Yeah, he quote tweeted it.
He was talking some smack.
Yeah, let's see if I can pull that
fine
up
with
for
it. He didn't have anything to do with us losing these games.
Did not.
Nothing at all.
See if I can pull this up for you. I saw that Braxton Miller talking some trash earlier today. He said, "Your little house ain't no big house."
That's right.
Ooh, okay.
That's right.
I mean, when
you're able to
go
tweet that on top of your highlight package of your 5 touchdown performance in the 2013 contest,
you've earned it.
It stands.
You get to do it forever.
It stands. Yeah, he is one of the great 5s, but is he a better 5 than Jeff Hireman, who took over the number? I mean, I don't know. That's a close one there.
So are you ready to rock here, Timmy? Do you have a list of 5s?
Well, I just off the top of my head.
Yeah, give me a couple off the top. Like, it can be anybody here. I'm not trying to go for like great 5s. This is just guys that you like that wear the number 5, wore the number 5. I've got a nice list.
There's a 5 that I didn't even have to make a list. There's a 5 that's living in my mind, and I'm so happy because since I was a little boy, I just wanted to see the Washington Redskins / football team / Commanders start to become a real competitor again. I did get a nice warm fuzzy moment of seeing them win the Super Bowl when I was a young boy. And Jim Lachey and the Hogs were running out of that tunnel there in the Minneapolis Superdome, beating the crap out of the Buffalo Bills. And I was on my trip at Disney World when I watched that game. So that was quite a good time.
How is this possible? This is the second show in a row where you have told this story about being at Disney and loving Jim Lachey.
No, it wasn't the second show in a row.
He's really about to do this to me, too.
It's just the second time that you were here, right?
I just told him I'm a Bears fan, and he's about to do this to me. You're going to make me relive the Hail Mary?
He is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jaden Daniels, number 5.
Okay.
We got a quarterback now. We got a QB. We got a guy that knows what he's doing. He's competent. There's actually a chance. I can't even believe they went to the NFC Championship game this past year. They were close. I actually have belief that my football team will win a Super Bowl at some point with this quarterback, with this setup. I can't even believe I'm saying that.
He's torturing you now.
I believe
the kiss
too.
of death, too, right?
The Bears are going to win a Super Bowl, too. I will give you number 5 looks much cleaner than number 18 does on that Bears jersey. The number 18 on the Bears uniform does not look good.
The 5 is just right.
It is.
Single-digit number. Jaden wears it well.
It looks like it's a fast number, too. He looks nice when he's escaping in 5.
It's fast on him.
Yeah.
It was fast on Braxton Miller as well. Who are you thinking about with 5s, Austin?
Yeah, the first one that came to mind for me, because I got a bunch of them, and guys that I really loved covering at Ohio State, but my favorite 5, right when I started, I was moving out of college, and I was covering Wyoming football for the first time, beginning this professional journey. They had a running back by the name of Devin Moore, Demo. And I just had a great relationship with him. He put together like a record-setting day. I think he had 270 yards rushing. His first road game that I covered professionally was at Ohio. So Wyoming at Ohio in Athens. And it was a crazy game. Wyoming had 7 turnovers in that game and still won. He had almost all of the production after halftime. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, this guy's great. He won the starting running back job. Key to this. Followed that throughout. You know, he got an invite to the combine, which was rare for Wyoming Cowboys to get to do. Just an electrifying player at the Mountain West level is one of my favorites. The Braxton, you can't shake the 5 from that. I thought it was really cool. Timmy, you mentioned when Jeff Hireman took that over after the injury, wore it throughout the season. That storyline was really cool. Jeff Hireman made that look somehow good on a tight end. Garrett Wilson wearing 5. Dylan, you brought him up in the tees. I mean, he's one of the most exciting players that anyone is ever going to see at that position. Was awesome to cover him. And now you've got Mylan Graham wearing that 5 and looking exactly like Garrett Wilson on the practice field.
Yeah.
So that's just a future-looking 5 that I can't wait to see. I don't know how that fits out in a group that has Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis already, but boy, Mylan Graham has a lot of that G5 to him too.
Well, if not this year, then
it's coming at some point.
He buys his time. He'll have a big opportunity in 2026 for sure. Dylan?
All right, I got a couple
5s?
I got a few bangers in here for you. I've got an
5
extensive list of honorable mentions that I won't get into. I will shout out my boy Denton Matejchuk from the Blue Jackets. He's going to be a great number 5 here in Columbus.
Yeah.
Up in Cleveland right now. But all right, LaDainian Tomlinson, TCU LT. That TCU jersey, the white TCU LT jersey, I had that thing coming up as a pup. That was clean.
21 for the Chargers?
Yeah.
His whole career, right?
Yeah, that was that number 5 TCU jersey, and he had the visor going with TCU.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he looked so cool.
He was awesome.
LT, that number 5, the white. I had the white jersey, and they kind of had the horns around the neck of it. Oh, God.
They had some stud. They had some wild alternates down there at TCU.
Oh, yeah. Another 5 I've got on here, Manti Te'o. I loved Manti Te'o at Notre Dame.
Where's Bodie when you need him?
Pandering to the Bode man.
Get another hug.
Well, when I was driving in, they were talking Manti Te'o.
Were they?
T-Bone and Tyvis were talking Manti Te'o.
Something to do with the catfish. We were talking about his catfishing deal last week.
Yeah, they had called back to that. They said, "How did Manti Te'o come up last week?" And T-Bone was talking about how he had watched the Manti Te'o kind of documentary. And he had talked about that. And I said, "Man, they're stealing my thunder right here." But
because he's doing a lot of TV now.
Yeah, NFL Network.
I think he's good. I think he's solid. Watched a little bit of his analysis. I think he's doing a good job.
Former Bear too. So shout out Manti Te'o for being a Bear.
And that was it really sucked what happened to him. I mean, my God.
He was so
what
cool.
A story.
He was
what
so
a
cool.
story. That's the craziest thing ever.
If we're going to keep talking about the same other programs, and I know that Dylan probably has this on the list already because he dropped LaDainian Tomlinson, but when you had Reggie Bush.
Yeah, so that's my 1-1.
Okay. Yeah, Reggie.
That run was just, I don't know that anyone had ever really seen anything quite like it.
Yeah, so that I'm from Southern California originally, and I grew up in the Reggie Bush era. So that was like me falling in love with college football was going to prime USC, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Lendale White.
Well, there it is.
That'll get you hooked.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I will say going to games at Ohio State, I think is 20 to 50 times better than going to the Coliseum there. Just not the same amount of juice. It's not the same vibe. But man, oh man, those USC Trojans were electric. The Thunder and Lightning with Lendale White, Reggie Bush. I mean, some of my first video game, like falling in love with video games, I think was NCAA 05, I want to say. I would pull out the USC Trojans and I'd take on the Maine Black Bears. That's something I would love to do. And I just go
punching down.
Yeah, I would just go. Reggie Bush would go like 510 every game.
Does Maine at least have a good hockey program?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Pick them up.
They're great. Great hockey program.
Unique nickname too. You got a lot of Bears out there, but no specific Black Bears.
Yeah, the Maine
so I
Black
respect
Bears.
Maine.
But Reggie Bush, Reggie Bush is 1-1 on my list. Because
any great like baseball players for you guys?
Yeah, there's
Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench.
Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols for the Cards.
He might be the most accomplished number 5.
Most recent, most accomplished number 5.
Yeah.
I would say
your guy George Brett.
George Brett.
Yeah.
Very good, right?
There's a lot of baseball
between
players.
Bench, George Brett. Wow, like that's a good 1-2 punch right there.
I mean,
Albert.
We got a handful of Hall of Famers right
Yeah, not a lot of
absolutely.
great. Not
just Hall of Famers, 3 of the best to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Their position.
Not a lot of great hockey players. Nicholas Lidstrom is the most notable number 5. Might be the best defenseman ever, but he's on that list. Give you a couple honorable mention guys if you want. You got anybody back there, Reimer?
I was just trying to think
Ed
of...
Coda?
Yeah, I'll go right to my... there's a full list of Carolina point guards. There's Ed
Ty
Coda,
Lawson?
Ty Lawson, Kendall Marshall, but my favorite is Marcus Page, a guy that probably is the most deserving of a national championship, too. We won't talk about what happened in 16 in that national championship game, but we
already talked about 2015 Ohio State, Michigan State. You can talk about 2016 North Carolina.
No, because my memory is the shot that Marcus Page made was the one that won it.
Yeah. Okay.
The greatest shot that'll never be remembered.
Then they turned it off after that, or what?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's how I remembered it.
Some honorable mentions I got here. Anthony Edwards right now in the NBA, where's number 5?
Well,
maybe the most electric player in the sport right now.
Ant.
Kevin Garnett winning those titles with the Celtics was
Jason
in 5.
Kidd.
Jason Kidd, yeah. Raekwon McMillan at Ohio State in that number 5.
Yep.
Can someone please think of a Buckeye basketball player
It's
number
retired.
5?
John Havlicek.
Havlicek. God dang it.
That's why there won't be more of them.
That's why.
He's on the list. Don't worry. He's on the list.
Let me help you out.
Sorry, Hondo.
Hey, another great one right here. Jameis Winston. Florida State Jameis Winston.
Oh, who could forget
Crab leg
Jameis Winston?
Jameis.
Just eating a dub out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Playing true football weather.
Got another question for you guys.
Okay.
Do you know who wears number 5 on the Ohio State softball team?
Quarter cracks?
No. Skylar Lamone.
Okay.
I bring up Skylar Lamone because I want to talk about the Ohio State softball team. They've made a little bit of history this season. I've got them for #Buckeyes coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon, even if this promo is playing in the morning. No judgment.
Sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on fresh medium avocados or delicious honey mangoes. Just 69 cents each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag #BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Colin Man here. Get 50% off your windows plus no interest and no payments for 12 months and a free entry door with purchase. Restrictions apply. Give them a call, 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at the Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
#Buckeyes. Dylan Tyrer, Austin Ward, Timmy Hall, Jacob Reimer with you on the Buckeye Show. A lot of good stuff going on in the Ohio State athletic program right now. It's the postseason. All these teams are starting to get fired up for...
Yeah, spring sports winding down, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, some conference tournaments starting up, some NCAA tournaments starting up. I know Buckeye Golf, the women's golf team, they're 14th ranked, hosting a NCAA regional right now. Big day for the women's golf program. They're leading that regional.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's because they're used to playing in all this gorgeous Central Ohio weather this time of year.
Do you have the scores up right there? Because I'm just going to take a guess that Kari Hollenbaugh is maybe leading the whole individual field.
No,
because she is a stick.
Freshman Nellie Ong is in first place.
For the Buckeyes?
Yeah.
All right.
This is what we've got. The Buckeyes, let's see. So we got here for Ohio State specifically. 3 Buckeyes shot under par. Team carded a 9 under 279 on Monday. They're leading Arkansas by 3 strokes. Arkansas in second place right now. Nellie Ong, a career low 66, 6 under par.
Wow.
To put her on top of the leaderboard. How about that?
Good time for it.
Freshman, NCAA regional, and you shoot 66.
I can't really relate to that.
She's probably got that extra stiff 70-gram shaft going on.
I think we need to get some tips out there.
Maybe so, Dylan. But that is some good shooting. My goodness,
66.
Getting around Scarlet in 66. That's no joke.
Yeah.
And with the conditions too.
Yeah.
Seriously, took a walk back out there. I wonder how the hell I'm ever going to cut my grass again. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen the rest of this month.
Reimer said he got to his today.
How'd you do that?
Some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, was able to this earlier this morning.
How? You on the top of a hill?
What? I just went through it.
It was still raining when I took Liberty to the bus stop.
He's been in the gym too.
It wasn't raining in Lancaster.
What did you do? Like steal a 170 horsepower mower from?
I just pulled the blades up and went at it.
Gosh, pulled the blades up to the highest setting.
Yeah.
You'll have to cut it tomorrow, too.
Still looks fantastic right now.
That sucks, I tell you.
Oh, such guy stuff, cutting the lawn. So good.
Cracking a beer, cutting the lawn.
God.
I hate it. I don't like it either, but I do it for the good of the neighborhood.
I waited I made it until last week. Last Wednesday.
For the first cut?
Oh, yeah. I made it.
Whoa.
I was like, at what point is this too embarrassing? As you said, for the good of the neighborhood. And then I waited like 2 more days past that.
Oh, no. I ought to show you a photo of my next door neighbor.
No, you told me all about this guy. I don't want to be him.
It's not good.
I don't want to have a jungle out there.
His weeds are now up at about 4 feet.
Jeez.
But we're under control. And then I finished up and I was like, well, it actually does look pretty nice like this. Maybe I should do that more often.
If you just stick to the once a week, I think we're fine here.
Well, I will from now on. But it was like, do I have to start now? Like, can it just rain for 1 more day so I don't have to mow the lawn? But it's like, no.
That's the thing,
because it was about to come down for the next 4 days after that. I had no choice.
I'm all fine with getting out there and doing the work, even in a little drizzle. I'll throw the golf rain gear on. I'll get out there and do it. I tried. It would not happen. I tell you, it would not happen. I took that mower down to the bottom of the yard, and it might not have looked like it, but it was basically a river at the bottom of the yard. I mean, I almost disappeared down there. I dipped in there. It was like Jumanji. It was like quicksand.
Might need a little new technology there, Timmy.
I don't know. I don't think there's any technology that's going to help cutting the grass that is basically in a lake. So all you can do is wait and hope.
When are we going to get out of this weather?
Will it just stop raining, please? We had a foot of rain this last week. We don't need any more.
It's too much.
It's too much. We just want to play golf now.
It's a shame you guys can't be like me and have my yard already cut. So,
wow, this guy,
Jacob.
I'm not worrying about this.
Jacob,
I feel great after cutting my lawn.
Why don't you tell us about how you're going to the PGA next week too?
Yeah, I am.
Just keep it rolling.
Yeah, Jacob, you cut your grass on the highest setting again. You'll be out there again in 2 days.
It's not the highest setting.
I bet it was.
Well, it's not great golf weather in Columbus right now, which also means it's not great softball weather in Columbus. But I do want to shout out the Ohio State softball team, #Buckeyes. The Ohio State softball team has made some history this season. Right now, they're ranked number 23 in the nation. They're entering the Big Ten tournament as the number 4 seed, and they're going to be playing the winner of Northwestern and Purdue in the Big Ten quarterfinal at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Remember, Big Ten softball is legit now. You've got Oregon in there, UCLA in there.
Right.
Nebraska's had a nice season, and the Buckeyes are right there as well. But have you guys heard about what Ohio State has done this season under their new head coach, Kiran Kumar?
I was getting running updates from Mike Bassford, awesome sports information director over there working with the softball team. And he was like, come in during spring practice and be like, well, they hit 7 more home runs yesterday. They got 75 now. They're on the way they're going to hit 1 million of them this year.
Yeah, they did break a single game record for home runs.
Well, I know
that was a few weeks ago when they did that.
They've also broken the Ohio State single season record. They're first in the country.
Tracks.
And it's a Big Ten record as well. 134 home runs this season. They also lead the nation with 467 runs scored. That's a program record. And you might be thinking, okay, so what are the normal softball numbers here? They have 32 more home runs than the second place team, and they've scored 39 more runs than the second place team when it comes to run scoring. The home run numbers are absurd.
Just mashing. God. Just game after game.
I was over there a couple of weeks ago when they were playing Purdue, and I think two players in their starting 9 don't have double-digit home runs, and they have 9. Their 9-hitter over there has 12 home runs and is 3rd on the team in RBIs. The 9-hitter, batting almost 400.
So there's nowhere to hide.
No, there's nowhere to hide.
There's no breathers. There's no hiding in that lineup right there. And there's another spring sport. This is, great stuff for all of Ohio State athletics, right? As you go around the Blocko and you're just seeing team after team where they're dominating right now. Men's tennis has always just been dominating under Ty Tucker, and men's lacrosse with Nick Myers, head coach Nick Myers. We had him on the Buckeye Show a couple weeks ago as they were getting into this run. They had just beaten Michigan to win the regular season title. You got to go and do it again, and you got to go to Ann Arbor again. And they do it. They knock them off. So now they are the 4th seed in the NCAA tournament. They're going to host first-round action on Sunday, May 11, and they are going to play Notre Dame. So that's awesome. They are on their way. And this year, the tournament semifinals and final is going to be held at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. That is a hotbed for lacrosse. Really, this is a sport that the programs that are on the Eastern Seaboard, right, they're the dominant programs, but Ohio State is really starting to cook with their men's lacrosse program. It's nice to see.
And what's their goalie's name? Big Tasty?
Big Tasty.
That's what they call him?
Caleb Fyock. Big Tasty.
He's got to be on the Buckeye Show soon.
Yes, he does. He deserves a trip.
We got to work on that.
Yeah.
Big Tasty. Heck of a nickname.
Let's get him on this week as they get ready to play this game.
Yeah, seriously. That's
sounds like Friday on the Timmy farewell show.
Could be a last one, right?
I don't know. I'll put in the request for you.
Let's go.
Well, guys, this was fun. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Dylan's first hour hosting the Buckeye Show. How'd it feel?
It felt really good once I got past my mic snafu to start off.
Once you remember to turn the microphone on,
That was Timmy's mic snafu. That was not on you, Dylan.
I'll take ownership of it, too. This is a 50-50 split, just like we split the show. I'm in the 1 seat right now, so that's my mistake, and I'll learn from it. I've got no choice but to be better going forward. But I really appreciate you guys having me in. I'd like to do it again sometime.
You will, man. You will. What's next on the docket for the Jackets in the offseason here?
Well, tonight is the NHL draft lottery. The Blue Jackets will have the 14th pick in the NHL draft. That's been decided. The New York Islanders have actually won the lottery, so they've moved up a few spots, and the Islanders will have the number 1 overall pick.
There we go.
Those Jackets just winning too many games.
I know.
Well, we want to keep
taking that first round pick.
We want to keep it that way. Blue Jackets trending towards the playoffs next season. All these Ohio State teams trending towards the playoffs right now, and hopefully another run for the football Buckeyes in the 2025 college football playoff. Guys, thanks very much for having me. We've got the Reds next. They trail the Braves 2-0. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
If you've you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around at golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grill Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ohio State National Champions. Celebrate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State history with an heirloom quality timepiece handcrafted by Oxia Time. Available in a broad range of styles and prices to appeal to that true Buckeye fan. If you want something extra special, check out the limited edition Ryan Day autographed box sets. These exclusive box sets won't be available long. Act fast and get yours before they are gone for good. All watches tell time. These tell the time of your life. Order yours today at AXIAtime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're